Good morning, good day, everybody. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Health, Wealth, and Relationships with Tisa.
And Grant.
I hope you guys are having a good, fresh start. We're 2 weeks into the new year. So I hope that if you started some intentions or some resolutions, that you're still going strong. But if you're not, we're here to give you some ideas on how to kickstart new, right? So we want to talk about new.
Well, before we even get into that, there was something that came out on the radio. I heard it on the radio, maybe it was on television as well. It said, this is the day or the week. You start out with some resolutions. Everybody says, yeah, I'm going to do something new. This is what I'm going to get into. And then about a week or two in,
it was like goes the 8th.
Away.
The 8th or the 9th was like fall off day. I remember that. I said, dang, we're not even in 2 weeks, and they're talking about today is the day everybody falls off their resolutions.
So you weren't serious. It's like, what, most people just aren't serious about their resolutions. It's just, it's a fun thing to do. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Do you think that's it? Or do you think they jump into the deep end? Like, we've been really pushing, taking baby steps and moving forward intentionally. And I think people still want to just jump into the deep end. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to jump in the deep end. I'm going to diet. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do this, 100 things at once. That usually just doesn't work.
I think you're right. I think you need a plan. And what you've been talking to me about, if you have a plan to actually, I'm going to implement this particular plan into my daily habits, into my behavior, and be intentional about it, I think you can really look back, not only 8 days ago or whatever it was, but going forward months from now, it's like, you know what? I actually made that happen for myself.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that.
Well, we want to just start talking about new, because the bottom line is we want to start talking about new, because in order to change behaviors, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Right? So you really, really have to be intentional about, I'm going to break these old habits, and you have to do something new. It just resets you. It just kind of restarts you, and it kind of takes you out of your element, right? So when you start something new, and let's do a new acronym for new. Let's do nervous, excited, and worth it.
I like that.
Nervous,
I can remember that.
N, excited, E, and W is worth it. Because a lot of things we do, we don't think it's worth it. That's why we don't keep going on it, right? And it has to bring some excitement to you. New things should always bring excitement to you, which also fuels you and keeps you going, right? But it's going to be nervous. It's going to be something that's nervous to do because it's new. But that shouldn't deter you from still trying it, right? So start something new, try something new. So let's talk about health, wealth, and relationships. Absolutely. Starting something new.
Yeah.
So we want to always be able to give you some tangible, things to do. If you get stuck or you just cannot break out of your old habits.
Sure.
We're going to give you some things to do to start new. But just some ideas.
I want some plan. I need some tidbits. I need some tips, because I want to be intentional in 2026.
In 2026. So we always talk holistically, right? Mind, body, spirit, health, wealth, and relationships is all of that. So let's start talking about health. So health is a component of, people talk about losing weight, but it is really all about what you put into your body and how much you make your body move. Right. It's both of those things. So when you talk about good health, you you cannot avoid the nutrition piece of good health.
Yeah.
So some tips to get into that whole nutrition piece of good health, as like I said before, some people are just stuck on meat, right? And although this new current CDC guy, I can't, he's like totally opposite of what we've been talking about for years, reducing red meat. Guess what he said? Increase your red meat.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
I can't believe that.
He said, increase your red meat. Don't listen to this fool. I'm telling you, a couple of years, all these crazy people will be out and gone back to whatever the hell they were doing prior to. But all I say is I know what works, and it's science-based, information, not, I don't know where he's getting this
not just your opinion, right?
Not his opinion, right? So again, continue to reduce your red meat and pork in your diet. Increase your fruits and vegetables. Start maybe with a no-meat Monday.
You said that.
I did before, and people were like, what?
I had to get into that because, I was in the islands just recently.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's different choices, and you learn about different, palettes that are there that you normally don't get in the States. This is in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and they had some things out there. And it's like, well, you know what? I want to try that. And then I remembered a tip from
Okay.
Tisa. Tips from Tisa, right? She said, make sure you got some color on your plate. I'm like, oh, okay, I got some.
And how big
bread
was
and-
that piece of meat?
Actually, I didn't eat. I did. I had a no meat Monday.
Nice.
I did not get any meat,
Awesome.
but I went deep into my vegetables and my fruits, and it was very filling. Number
Yes,
one,
yes, yes.
and I didn't feel hungry afterward, and I didn't feel
Mhm.
like I missed anything. Maybe because I was excited about it,
Mhm.
but it was some really good vegetables and fruits that I like. Mangoes, big.
Yes.
Mango. They got huge
Yes,
mangoes.
mangoes
there.
are so good for
Fresh food. You need something that's fresh that's going to actually enliven your body.
you. And eat those things and eat intentionally as well, right?
Mhm.
So mangoes are a great fruit to eat. Kiwis are good to eat. Pomegranates, although pomegranates are hard to eat,
Yeah.
you know, you got to eat around the seeds. And I tell you, some of the best fruits for you are kind of hard to eat, or kind of hard to cut up, or kind of, you know, mangoes is another one. They got that big seed in the middle, so you got to eat around the big seed and cut around the big seed. But mangoes are a great source of just all kind of good stuff for your body. So continue to eat mangoes, and that's kind of tropical. We don't do a lot of mangoes in the Midwest, so definitely add those to your diet. Kiwis and other tropical fruits. Do you best? Dragon fruit and soursop and all of those types of fruits that we don't even grow here, but that are so good for your body. So you mentioned eating color, another little small tip, baby steps, right? So no meat Monday, eat color. That just means every meal, and really, I'm hoping you're checking your plates for your portion controls, but also for color, right? People are so meat and potatoes, right? We are about that meat. We got that burger, that meat, that steak, that pork chop, and, we got that. We got that down. And what do we always couple with it? A potato.
Yeah.
So, and it's nothing wrong with potato, but my mother was really good about like the potatoes are starch. It ain't no, and my mother was really good about just keeping variety.
Yep.
My father was one who wanted variety, and so she kept it spicy. She kept it different, kept it not routine, and so we got exposed to a lot of stuff. So eat color. That's number 2. Easy breezy, right? Just get something with color. I've been trying to show my plate lately to kind of give everybody when I say eat color. And if I have a plate that I look at, and I check my son, and he'll tell you, I'll say, son, what's your plate look like? He'll be like, blah, blah. He said, it's brown. I'm going to eat a salad when I get done.
Right,
so he already knows what I'm talking about. He already knows, I'm checking that plate for some color of some kind. Mostly green is really good, but eat yellow and red and orange. That's peppers and other fruits that you might not normally eat. Add them to your salads, add them to whatever you're eating.
No, very good flavor. That's the thing. I think you get more flavor with it.
It really is flavorful.
And you mentioned meats. No, I'm big into fish. I like fish and seafood. Some people, it's like, hey, it's more expensive. I don't believe so. I think it really depends on what you acquire for your fish, but the nutrients in fish are just off the charts. A lot of the medications that you're getting actually have fish oil in them because they know that it actually is something that helps human beings function better. So I add a lot of fish. You give me seafood, I'm not going to push that away. No, you got to watch
eat seafood, eat fish. If you're not allergic to seafood,
the cholesterol. Watch the cholesterol.
Watch the cholesterol.
But
eat fishes that are not all just catfish, black folks. I'm talking about culture now because we love us some catfish, and that's fine. But catfish doesn't taste that good grilled. So try to change your palate up a little bit. If you're just only eat catfish, try a different fish.
Oh, yeah.
Try a new fish. Try that tilapia. Try that swordfish. Try that redfish. Try that snapper.
Walleye is a great
my favorite
fish for fresh, and you get a lot of it here in the Midwest.
Yes, and if you know a fisherman, eat that crappie and bluegill. Y'all know them. Look, I love me some crappie and bluegill. My ex-husband was a fisherman, and that's what he fished, and so that's something we can get here too. But you're not gonna find the crappie and bluegill in the store. So you gotta find a fisherman that goes out to these lakes and gets those crappies. But again, he only fried the fish. So try to grill your fish. Try different ways. Try to bake your fish.
Blacken
your fish.
There's so many different ways that you can do so.
So don't have to fry everything.
Nope.
How about making sure you have a no fried week? Oh, that would be too much for somebody, wouldn't it?
Whoa.
No fried week. 2 no fried meals a week. How about that? 2 no fried meals a week.
Baby steps.
If you're one of those people, and so check that. That's the things when you're talking about taking assessment. If you check how you prepare your food, if it's fried every day, try something new.
Mm-hmm.
Try something new. Grill it, bake it.
Well, understand this.
Differently.
Anytime when you do deep fat frying, you're actually killing all the nutrition in the food itself. When you know that, and you're like, yeah, you might consume it, might have a little, a taste to it, but it's not helping you. It's not doing anything for your body and its consumption. So when you grill things, fresher it is, actually the better it is for you. I know a lot of people like raw. I'm not going to do raw. I'm not going to do the sushi, but the sushi is actually in where you get it from. It's going to be pretty good for you.
Like we do salmon raw, we do little sushi roll or whatever.
Yeah.
That's about as raw as I get.
Yeah.
When it comes to fish,
Yeah.
I will do, a salmon roll or a California roll from the Blue. That's my favorite. People know that. The Blue is my favorite. So, in terms of nutrition, shop on the outside aisles. Try that. If you're one of those people who go straight to the middle of the aisles at the grocery store, start on the outside aisles, which is your fresh fruits and vegetables, usually to the left or the right, and things that they're not as processed. And then work your way to the middle aisle. So
I learned that. I actually did that.
Yeah.
And what I did not do, what I was going to do is to start looking at other people's grocery carts, but I didn't do it. I
guarantee you. Just try that something new. Try when you go to the store. Look at the person. And if they are just like super obese, I want you to really understand the correlation between what you eat and how you look. Right? You are what you eat. So when people look at me, I believe I am what I eat. I eat lean. I eat fresh fruits and vegetables. I try to really walk the walk and talk the talk. Yeah. I try to do my live videos because all I'm doing right now is walking, but I'm going to increase that walking and keep it going a little more because, it's cold and I don't like to walk less than 50 degrees. So that's when my Tai Chi comes in and stuff like that. But that's physical. So we're just going to stick with the meals and nutrition.
Yep.
So shop the outside aisles. Eat just more fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
Some people don't eat any fruits and vegetables. Do you believe that?
And that's not good. And do
you know people who just don't eat any fruits and vegetables?
I know a lot of people, especially my kids. They're going to grab a lot of sugars. They're going to grab cereals. They're going to grab a lot of things that's easy to eat. You don't have to prepare fruits and vegetables, something like, just in the way. I just need to fill my stomach and not feel hungry. But at the same time, I want to entertain myself with my food. I'm eating this because it tastes good, not because it's good for me. I think that's a habit we really need to take.
And a mindset.
That's a mindset.
That's a mindset.
That's a mindset.
And we do need to shift from just whatever just tastes so good because they are putting stuff in your food to make it taste great.
Absolutely.
And it's going to taste so great.
Sugar.
Come back
Let's put some sugar.
And when you just get addicted to it, whatever they're putting in these preservatives, they are really preservatives that'll make you crave it later.
Yeah.
And so you got to be real conscious about what you're eating and how they're prepared and all that good stuff because, again, it's about the money. It's about getting you hooked on something that you're going to buy over and over again. It's not about your health. I just want you to know these products out there, unless they're specifically, to help you, they're not about your health. So snacks. So replace snacks with fruit. That's another
a
tip.
good one. I like that.
Fruit or vegetables, because you may really like broccoli, or you may really like to snack on Brussels sprouts with a little drizzle, and that's okay. So replace like chips. What are the? I'm not a snacker.
Chocolates,
chips, chocolate.
Anything that you can get out of a bag, basically. But they're starting. If you go to certain stores now, you can get like banana chips,
kale chips, sweet potato chips.
Yeah.
Aldi sells all of those. So I guess what I say, if maybe switch out for a healthier option. If you're doing chips, do baked chips, baby steps. Do baked sweet potato chips versus regular salted chips. They don't have all that salt in there, but that's what you want to start changing your palate.
You know what I did just yesterday? I did this. And I saw it was an option. There was some lemonade.
Okay.
And I looked at the lemonade and it had one that said 0 sugar.
Okay.
I want 0 sugar. Then I think, well, maybe it's not going to taste that great, but I'll go ahead and try it. Yeah. It tasted great.
And was it Crystal?
I'm not sure the brand off the top of my head, but it said 0 sugar there. And I tried it and I loved it. And it was the natural flavor that came out of it. Like, wow, this is great. Remember, if you got diabetes, heart disease,
sugar's not your friend.
Your cancers, a lot of these can be, you just said it. Say it again.
Sugar's not your friend.
Sugar is not your friend.
And it really has to be regulated. If you're pre-diabetic, it's probably because you're not regulated in terms of your sugar intake. You might be taking in too much sugar, you might be taking in too much salt, or whatever. It needs to be balanced. So when they tell you to change your diet, if you're pre-diabetic, listen to and do those changes, because those are natural changes that you can make that'll keep you off of insulin, that'll keep you off of being type 2 and having to check your levels all the time. Although they got some good devices. I see people with little stuff on their arms and all kind of stuff that's just made it easier. Get those devices if you need them. But just learn to just regulate yourself. Like check for sugar, amounts of sugar that's in your snacks, and try to get off of those salty snacks. If you're a salty snack person, try to like veer to nuts. Nuts are good for you. They kind of give you that salt. But it's not a chip or
it's natural salt.
Yeah, natural salt. Sea
natural
salt.
And you got to salt intake is huge, especially when it comes to hypertension.
Yes.
Heart disease. We have way too much salt in our diet. So salt and sugar, just check those, like you said, baby steps. Just check your intake. Take an assessment. Really look at how much salt, extra salt and sugar that you're putting into your body.
Are you one of those people who grab the salt shaker before you even taste your food? So my son did this the other day, and I seasoned my food, right? Yeah. I made some spaghetti or something, and he went right to the, I said, wait a minute. I said, dude, I got enough salt in there. And it's just a habit he has of just grabbing the salt and pepper shaker and shaking on after I've already cooked. And it's like, break those little habits. If you know that you're one of those people who just automatically grab that salt and pepper shaker, just be conscious of that and be like, you know what? Let me taste the food first. Maybe I don't need to do this. So break the salt shaker habit. Get the salt shaker habit. That's another little thing. So that's nutrition and some other little things that you can do. Don't eat late. Don't eat late. I fast from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I fast 14 hours. It's okay for women to fast 12 hours. Try intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is you cut yourself off in the evening and you don't eat. And the good thing about intermittent fasting, most of those hours you sleep. So it's not like it's not like, oh my God, I haven't ate for 8 hours. Well, if you go to bed at 10, like I do, 10:30, I stop at 8, I go to bed at 10:30, I'm up at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I get my sleep, y'all. The good thing about retirement is you can rest as much as you want to if you ain't got nothing to do. And rest is important. Get more sleep. If you're not getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep, set it so. Put your phone down at night, like we gave you a tip before, an hour before you go to bed. Wind your body down, wind your brain down to go to sleep, and try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
I agree with that.
So, physical activity. So again, health is all about what you eat, but also how you move. So try something new. Here we go. We'll try something new. So we're going to try Tai Chi. I've been doing mine online, trying to get my moves ready and whatever. And then we're going to actually join a class. But try chair yoga. Try wall yoga. Try water aerobics. If you have a Y memberships, oh my God, the water is the best thing exercise for, I want to say, a seasoned people. Our joints ain't is what they used to be. But like water is, we're seasoned. We're seasoned and we look good. Try water aerobics. Get in there and use that membership to get in, not necessarily pumping the iron, but get in that water and move those joints around. Do some water aerobics. That is so, it's an awesome feeling. Try pickleball. Have you tried pickleball?
I've seen it, and it looks like tennis on a tabletop.
That's why I can't do it. That's why I can't do it. Not even a tabletop. You're in a short court. It's a small tennis so I'm a tennis player. What I'm going to do is get back into my tennis. I think pickleball will throw my tennis game so off because I'm used to long strokes and all, and it's about paddle. It's more like paddle ball. Right. But try tennis. If you stop playing tennis, call me because I'm trying to get back into playing tennis. I think me and my ex are going to start playing again. That's kind of how we met. We met on the volleyball court, and then we found out we both play tennis, and so. Those are great things to do together. Find somebody to do that.
I picked up bowling when I came back to
bowling. Nebraska. I love bowling.
I bowl in the league, and let me tell you something. I have in my league. I have a person who's 99 years.
Yes, she is.
Who bowls,
and she's a breast cancer survivor.
What?
Mother? Shout out to Mother Duna. Mother Duna is 90, honey, and don't tell her she ain't.
Oh, she can bowl. Don't she ain't just out there. She's actually very good.
She's good. Yeah. And she's sharp. Her mind is sharp. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But Mother has a garden, and we might bring her on because, I love to hear from people and that are still older than us, they're looking good, they're still active, and because they have the true fountain of youth, right? They
Sure.
can tell you how they got there, what's keeping them going, and that kind of stuff. Especially at that age, when you're in your 90s, it's lonely, and so maybe part of dealing with old age is making sure you stay connected.
And social, and not just staying at home. And she's very active, and she still has her joints are in good condition.
Yeah, because she's throwing that bowling ball every week. And that's what she's been doing for years, and so she never stopped. Well, mother told me, I go to church with mother. She just told me that she just kept doing the things she's been doing, and she's been bowling for years, and she bowls with her family.
Yes, she
so
does.
Her son bowls, John bowls. If they're doing as John bowls, and so they bowl as a family. So that's again something they do as a family, and they stay connected and stay social.
Fun fact: that her husband, Reverend Orduna, actually was married me with my first wife.
Okay.
Fun fact.
For a
lot of people may not know.
Fun fact for the Orduna family.
For the Orduna.
He's no longer with us, but that must have been years ago. Because he's been gone a while.
Yeah,
but they're doing a family, and so stay active. That's just she's a good motivation for me to stay active, stay connected, stay social, and so those are some things that are good to do. Play. So, seasoned people, get in touch with your inner child. Let me tell you something that sparked my inner child. So I went to the zoo lights last weekend.
Yeah.
Y'all turned into a 12-year-old. I swear to God, it was nothing but the lights. It was animal lights, right? There was elephants and lighted tigers and bears but it was this, and I posted it because the person I went with said I was like Mary Tyler Moore. He was really because I was so excited. It just really spoke to my inner child. The lights just I'm like a 4-year-old, like woo oh, look at this. And, so do things because that keeps your spirit alive. Get in touch with your inner self. Don't be afraid to play. I was out there, da, 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 da. I didn't care. I am 62 years old and people are looking at me like, okay. I probably acted like I was 15. I was acting like I was 12. I felt 12. I didn't care. I was running up on stuff and kissing stuff and taking pictures and posing and walking. And so all I say is that keeps you alive, that keeps your spirit excited. People don't know how to encourage your spirit, right? When you talk about mind, body, spirit, holistic living, what does that mean in terms of your spirit? What do you think that means in terms of your spirit?
Well, mind, body, and soul, you've got to enliven yourself and do the things that actually enrich you to make you feel better.
Yeah.
To be positive, because there's so much negativity that's coming through. Especially if you watch the news all the time, you listen to other people, you can get depressed, you can just feel bad, you feel fatalistic. Like you just don't see any positivity in the world. But and this is, I think, something that is just put for us, that we have to be intentional about being positive. Positivity really takes effort.
Yeah.
You got to put effort out there to get into a positive frame of mind. I just came back from the islands, and I'm telling you, just seeing a whole new group of people, and then how they celebrate, how they do things, and just enlivened me. And I'll tell you another thing. I was so happy to see Black culture celebrated. This is indigenous Black culture. This is African, Caribbean, American, in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful
to see that from the beginning. These little toddlers all the way up to the elders are participating in this 7-day type of festival. It's beautiful. I encourage any one of you to actually check this out for yourself. And I want to encourage everybody to understand this is an American experience. It's a Black American experience. And we will be sleeping and remiss in ourselves if we don't enliven our souls with a culture that is our own right in the United States.
And we're going to keep tapping into the Virgin Islands. You'll be hearing us talk about St. Croix and the Virgin Islands a lot because we're moving that direction. And I'm trying to find, I'm retired now. So, they say find a retirement home and a retirement place. That's going to be my retirement spot, my beach spot, when it's cold like today. Like today is cold in Nebraska. Although we've had some fluctuating, I want to be able to say, you know what, I need to go down to St. Croix for this month or two while we're having these deep freezes in Nebraska and just get around because I need the sun. I definitely need the sun. Get more sun. That could be just a goal. Just get more sun, natural light.
Get more sun. We've only got about 5 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
I know.
So we need to move from health into relationships.
relationship.
Oh, no, wealth. Health, wealth, and relationship.
Health, wealth, and relationship.
Let's speak on wealth real fast.
Real quick on wealth, and we'll do more of a segment.
Some new things on wealth.
That.
Yeah.
These are small tidbits that we can do
to
help us. And you've got to make a change. As Tisa said earlier, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you've got. So how can we change that? The one thing I want people to understand, especially in this world, we cannot just pass go, collect $200 and expect to actually ascend in a capitalistic society. Mm-hmm. It's really made on being able to make timely investments, whether it's stocks, bonds, real estate, insurance. These are the things that we have to really understand and utilize as tool sets. I don't want to see any more GoFundMe because we had a family member of ours pass away. It's an unfortunate reality, but that is not the way this should work.
Please get some life insurance, folks. If you don't get enough just to bury you, right? You don't have to save the kids a lot of money or whatever. I try to get some to actually have some for my kids to have some left over. But please pick out a policy a burial policy that can at least get you buried. It is so sad to see us on these street corners with buckets trying to bury a loved one. I think it's just sad. And we don't think about death. We really don't. And even those of us who are living risky lifestyles, who have kids that are living risky lifestyles, we ain't taking on no policies on them. What? Y'all already know. I mean, I'm just saying, just be realistic about death because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen to all of us.
But do you want to leave your family in debt? Do you want them out on the corners begging to bury you? That kind of stuff. Yeah. So really, I just implore you. It's not expensive. Take out one just to bury yourself. Pay on it. So then when that time comes, so it's not a burden on anybody.
Life insurance is something that's affordable. It's something we can do. You can buy stocks at any level. Just because the stock says it's $300 a share, you don't have to buy a whole share. Mm-hmm. You can buy $10 worth of a share, but start accumulating some stock in your portfolio, no matter what it is, because I guarantee you that stock is going to increase in value. Those are the things you want to look for because these other things that we spend money on don't increase in value.
Right.
So start looking at being intentional about creating assets.
What about savings versus like put that money somewhere else? Like people are telling don't use your savings, put it in a.
Here's a real key for that. Savings by itself, most people are like, just take some savings, put it in a bank account. That's the slowest way to grow. It'll sit there. It makes the banks a lot of money, but it will not make you any money. That same amount of money, put it into a stock or actually get a government bond. That's going to return to you a lot quicker, even much quicker than a CD. CD was something, certificate of deposit. That was great back in the day. But really, right now, start looking at government bonds, start looking at gold, things of that nature. I'm not a financial planner, but I would tell you that you don't want just your money just sitting like, hey, I'm saving $25 a week. Great. You should be investing $25 a week. That's a much better mindset.
Okay. That's just a little tidbit on wealth. Before we go, we want to make sure we touch up on relationships. Relationships. And so a lot of money, like we told her, a lot of people argue around money.
Yeah.
And so I would say just to do something new for relationships, make sure that you have that conversation around money spending. Nice. Like maybe have your own accounts or tell them what I really like to spend money on. Have those hard conversations because these are the things that break couples up, right? Sure. Money situations, and they never have the conversation. So to me, let's start with clear communication. If you don't feel like you communicate with your spouse, start doing things to communicate. Set aside a date night. Mm-hmm. Do something fun on the date night, but also maybe a 15-minute gap where we just catch up and check in.
Yeah.
That could be over dinner.
I like what you said about a couple of weeks back. You've got to keep nurturing the relationship.
Absolutely.
You can't take your foot off the pedal.
And take it
whatever
for granted.
It took for you to come together, you got to start what can I do the things that keep us together.
Yeah. Whatever y'all did. Now, if you met in a club, you don't have to go back to the club.
Let's be realistic, right?
But y'all can take that club to a lounge or somewhere where there's live music and you're doing your one-on-one date.
What brought you together? There's some commonalities of things that you like to enjoy.
It was music. It's being out.
All of that, I think is great. I'm fortunate that I'm around my mother and my stepfather, and I see how they interchange with each other. It's a beautiful relationship. One of these days, I'll have that kind of experience for myself, and then I'll see what that's like. But until then, I want to still have I'm learning from Tisa. How do you have a good relationship? So I'm learning, and hopefully I'll be ready for the next one.
That's funny. Baby steps. So date night,
baby steps,
play games. And so I want to encourage people to order this game. I don't know where it is. There it is. This it's online, but it's a Black conversations game. And what this does is, those of you who don't know how to start conversations, it gives you these cards, and so I'm gonna randomly pull some cards. I ain't so random. But it asks questions that you might not ask. Why you got the look on your face?
Go right ahead.
He didn't like this question, and I don't know why I picked it up again. But like one of the questions, this says, now this is your couple or you're dating, so right? It says, if you can change one thing about me, what would it be and why?
About myself?
What would you change?
What would I change?
Yeah.
I gotta pick better people.
Okay. Okay. Question number 2. Like it says, what's one of the things you wish we did more as a couple, and explain?
I liked the communication factor. I think is huge. You got to understand what you like, what they like. Everybody has love language, and understanding that language takes a lot
Find out
of
your partner's
communication.
love language. Yes,
right?
yes.
I think that's very good.
You know, I'm still finding out mine, but I think mine is affirmation. I really feel good in my soul when people says, I'm proud of you. And Tisa, you're doing good. And I think because I got that from my parents, and now that they're gone, I still feel a need to hear that. And so I find myself talking to them because I need to hear, girl, look, you already, my father, when he told me I got cancer, he said, why not you? You know, they spoke very direct, and that's why I'm direct, right? They spoke very direct, very, you know, to the point, you know, and didn't do a lot of sugarcoating, and which kind of rubbed off on me, but just, I know that that's my love language, and the words of affirmation. I even get teary-eyed talking about myself and whatever. But some people's, it's gifts. Some people, it's what you do for them. Like they want you to do special things and take the time to do for them. So find out what your partner's love language is. That will kind of keep you on track on really what's important to them, not what's important to you. Exactly. But I found that some of the guys that I've dated, they give me things to do things for me that make them feel good.
Right.
Okay, that ain't how you do it, guys. We don't
Mistake number 1.
Right. Is find out what's good and what makes your partner feel good, and do those things, and find out what things that bring you together, that you find that common ground with. You know, my first husband, we both played tennis, we both played volleyball, so we were always active. So those active piece, doing stuff active, we didn't have to worry about because we played the same sports. But it was those other things that, you know, I'd have sit down conversations and talk about other stuff that, you know, because he fished all the time. And that was one of the things that got us divorced. So
you got to spend quality time.
Quality time.
You got to put in the time.
And I felt like the fish was more important to me, and just keeping it 100. And so you got to figure out what's important to your spouse and bring them those things. And so that's getting to know them. What has loving me taught you about yourself? See, that's a deep question. Yeah. So if you was in a relationship with somebody and you've been loving them for years, and that should be a question you should be able to answer. What has loving me taught you about yourself? That's a deep question. So these cards are great. I'm just going to put it out there. Order these cards. It's called the Connecting Couples Deck.
Yeah, I like
the Couples Edition. But they also have a Friendship Edition, and they have a Girlfriends Edition. So I'm going to find the Friendship Edition, just kind of as you're dating, because that's the phase I'm in now. I must have ordered this when I was married. I've been married.
Still got it. She got it. She still got it.
I still got it. You can tell the box has been used. It's tore. But it obviously didn't work because
well, you had to use it, right?
I don't think we used it well if we used it at all.
And remember, everybody's at a different stage in life and time. You know, you're not the same person you were 20 years ago.
Yes, you're right.
30 years ago. And
so I haven't been in a relationship committed for since 2013. That's a long time. That's 10 years.
It's more than that.
11 years.
You're late.
16 years. That's a long time.
It's been a while.
And so, so I might have to start over with this, but you know, let me just say for myself, I am in a phase, and like you said, phases in time. I am in a time where I am loving dating. I'm loving still finding out about myself, what I like and what I don't like in this phase of my life.
Right.
It has changed over the 20 years in terms of what I want.
I would say for myself, more experience, understanding what's a go, no go, what's not negotiable.
Yeah, your own tolerances.
And you're like, all right, now I can better, I'm not so rushed or pressured into doing
right. I'm
one
not
thing
in
or
my baby
another.
making FaceTime.
Right,
I'm not
right.
trying to get married and have kids. Like that was my cutoff 30. So
Yeah.
my 20s and 30s is very intentional because
Mhm.
I said I'm not going to have kids after 30, and I didn't.
Mhm.
28, I just slid in under the deadline. My son, I had him at 30. I got pregnant at 28. So I still made it. But that they're grown now, and so it's different. And I don't. There's times in your life when you want to get with somebody for finances, right?
Lots
You're
of
helping
reasons.
each other grow financially and their
Mhm.
businesses and all that kind of stuff. Past that phase, I'm not helping you build. And if you're 60 something, you're still building and figuring out who you are, you probably shouldn't get with me because
See, you hear that, fellas? Now she's giving you the blueprint, right?
You need to know who you are and at least seeking that and kind of on a mission for yourself. I think the better you know yourself, the better you can bring.
I think that's number one. You've got to have a good relationship with yourself. Let's end it on that. You've got to have a good, deep relationship with yourself and understanding, are you a good mate for someone else? Because you may not be because of whatever the situation is.
You may not be. I think there's somebody for everybody.
Well, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm saying, are you ready to be in a relationship personally?
Yes, are you ready to be in a committed relationship?
Right.
I got relationships. I'm dating and I love it. It's relationships, and it's really helping me figure out what I do like and what I don't like, and like where my hard lines are now at 62. Where, like I said, they've changed since 40. And so I'm still figuring that out. So if there's a husband number 3 out there, just know I'm working on me, so you work on you, and we'll come together.
We're gonna get you hooked up, Tisa. How about that?
I don't need no hookup. I don't need that area. I don't need help in, trust and believe. So we're going to end it on try something new. Just remember, it's going to be uncomfortable. What's our acronym for new? Nervous, exciting, and worth it.
I like that. So we're going to end on that. Tune in again next week. Make sure if you have comments, make sure you put your comments into whether you've seen us on YouTube, you've seen us on LinkedIn, you've seen it on Facebook. We will get back to you. And maybe one day you'll be a guest on the show.
Yes, we are getting guests. Yes. See ya.
See ya.
Imagine waking up with more energy, a peaceful mind, and relationships that grow stronger every day. That is the vision Tisa Harden and Grant McGaw want to help you achieve, and it all starts with simple, practical steps you can take this week. On health, wealth, and relationships, every episode brings you real stories and trusted experts. Tisa and Grant focus on 3 tactical steps each week. Small, doable moves that protect your health, grow your savings, and bring you closer to the people you love. No complicated rules, just real progress. Try a clinic-to-kitchen swap to boost your energy. Start a money buffer habit that quietly builds your financial confidence. Or try a 1-minute exercise that helps you reconnect with your partner. These quick wins are not chores. They are steps toward a better life. People who try just one intentional step report more energy, less money stress, and evenings full of laughter again. Join Tisa and Grant. Start small, live bigger. Tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and subscribe now.